We are 48 schools across 14 cities, but together we are one Shawnee mission, and we are all in.
Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to Shawnee Mission Mic'd Up. My name is Mike Schumacher. I am the proud superintendent of the Shawnee Mission School District and the host of this wonderful podcast. My co-host today is my friend, Dave Ewers. Dave, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Yeah. So we're here, of course, at North High School. We're going to a little bit of, tease the lead a little bit, but we're at the North Relays. But before we jump into our guests here and talk about the relays and this wonderful event, I want to talk about our last episode, Dave. So I know that you weren't there, but you'll have something to say about this. So we did a podcast over math instruction in the school district, specifically our new high school math instruction, CPM math. And so Miss Holly McCarty talked about that. We had a couple kids, a teacher there, talking about the new approach to what that resource brings to our kids and our teachers. Just from a North perspective, what are you seeing in the classrooms? What are you seeing from your teachers and kids?
Definitely seeing some positive things. I have a unique perspective on that because, yes, I'm the principal of the school, but my son's a freshman at North and currently takes Integrated Algebra Geometry 1. They're using that model. When I get him to talk about school, he does say that things are going well in math. He likes the interactive components of it, the collaborative nature of it. So I think it's going pretty well. Like anything that's new, it's going to take some adjustment. It's going to take some years to figure out exactly how we want it to attack it. But overall, it's going really well.
That's what we're hearing too. So, of course, we brought in a couple kids who are really sinking their teeth into it. Teacher from Northwest, Miss Ogle, she's doing a fantastic job. But we're going to keep pushing forward. I mean, the approach of CPM and then iReady also at the middle school and elementary level is the right approach for us. So, for those of you out there in the community who haven't seen that podcast, please look back at it. It really explains why we're making that move to that resource and what we think we're going to get out of it. So, a great podcast, but this one's going to be perhaps even better. What a beautiful day at North High School.
It's gorgeous. Yeah. There's 2 days I want perfect weather: this day and graduation. So We're 1 for 2 right now.
So before we jump into why we're here in the North Relay specifically, let's introduce our guests. We're going to start over here with Coach Reichert. Coach, you want to introduce yourself?
I am Dave Reichert. I am in year 27 here at Shawnee Mission North. I am a Shawnee Mission graduate from Shawnee Mission West in 1992. And having experience in a wide range of sports here, North Relays is most definitely one of them. I've been on it from the coaching side of it. I've been on it from the Relays host side of it. So it's a beautiful day here for Shawnee Mission North. Everybody in it and all those who participated in it.
How long have you been coach here?
I've coached basically the 27 years I've been here.
Okay, wonderful. All right, Rajay, tell us about yourself.
Okay, my name is Rajay Curtis, and I'm also a Shawnee Mission North graduate. I actually just graduated last school year, so I've competed in North Relays all 4 of my high school years as well, so I'm excited to be here and experience it again.
Yeah, thanks for being here. And you're at Park University, is that right?
Yes, I'm at Park University in Parkville, Missouri.
And you've had a great season already, I'm told.
Yes, I actually have. And I have nationals in 2 weeks for Park. So.
Okay. And go ahead and brag on yourself. I know you probably don't want to, but you've had a really successful year. Maybe you set some records already? Am I right?
Yes, I did break the long and triple jump record at my current school. My 4x1 actually broke the record for conference last weekend as well. I did win Heart of America Athlete of the Week 4 times so far. So
love it.
That's awesome.
Proud Shawnee Mission North. You got to be proud of her, Coach.
Oh, 1,000%.
Yeah.
1,000%. We've had a lot of great kids come through here, and Rajay is right there in the tops of things as far as not only what she did while she was here, but obviously what she's doing at the next level.
Yeah, that's great. So let's start at the beginning. How old is the North Relays? Mr. Ewers or Coach Reichert?
73rd. Hasn't always been annual. 2 years that we lost it, correct, Coach Reichert? We lost 1 year. It got snowed out.
I believe it was 2013.
2013. Okay. And then, of course, the COVID year. But other than that, it's been continuous. So I've been a part of this event in a variety of roles as well. I used to be a head track coach at Olathe Northwest, so I've come here as an opposing coach, and then I've been here as the athletic director and associate principal and also the head principal as far as being the host school for the great event.
So I want to talk about why the North Relays is so special, but I have a similar background. I was a track coach and cross country coach, and we brought teams here, and we got stomped here. The talent that comes to this event is always so incredible. Is that what you experienced as well? Is that what you remember about the North
Oh
Relays?
gosh, memories. I think it's the premier meet in the state of Kansas, and honestly, and no disrespect to the state meet, but it's the one meet where you might have, say, the fastest kid in the 200-meter dash in 4A, 5A, 6A, and on the Missouri side, all in one heat, racing in a final.
Wow.
And you just don't get that chance to have that too often. Maybe KU relays, but to have it this late in the season, right as kids are coming into championship form, and when we get a great day of weather like this, it's going to be a hot track.
That's awesome. Coach, anything else you want to add about how special this event is and the history of it?
There's several things that go on. One thing that, just aside from its time that we've had with it, and as Mr. Ewers says, is that you can get kids that are competitors, I should say, from different class levels, all in the same race. Exact point we had, 1600 one year was the highlight on that scenario. 4A winner, 5A winner, 6A were in that heat. Coaches will start seeing this in athletes themselves, and Rajay could speak to this. With all the meets, everything's building to this point.
Right.
But when you hit North Relays, you get this meet, and we usually get good performances, weather like a day like today starting to kick up. Some of the rainy days that we've seen here of late, the weather's not great, it's windy, you're getting that turnover. Everything kind of comes into a line, and then here's where all the competitors are starting to get real focused, because it goes from this to their league meet,
right,
to regional to state. So everything's coming into a line. Relay teams and their handoffs are getting sharper. People are getting kind of, from the trauma of kind of getting into season and everything going on, the body's getting put together. You're feeling in shape. Injuries you're overcoming. It's just everything seems to come together here for their push towards state meet.
That's great. And as we're recording, clearly there's a lot going on as we're getting ready to host the meet.
Yeah,
this is a big deal.
It's a constant work in progress, and the beauty of this event goes beyond the track. It's really a showcase, and Rajay will back me up on this. It's a showcase of our community. Yeah. We do crown our spring court during the dinner intermission. Our booster club runs the concession stand. Our cheer squad, I believe, helps serve, go out and give workers bottles of water, food, and stuff like that. Over our ROTC is the best hurdle hustling group in the nation. It really helps the meet go. So it is a showcase of so many things that are great about our community beyond the track. So it's really not just a track meet. It showcases the North community as well.
It brings the entire community together.
Yes, sir.
Rajay, can you talk about that? Coach mentioned how this, maybe from an athlete perspective, but also just as an alum. What does this event mean to you?
Yeah, definitely from the athlete perspective. I was actually going to mention what you said. It's such a good atmosphere. Even though they're getting to that point where they're focused and they're sharp, everyone is so excited to see everyone compete, Seeing people that could beat the record here at North Relays, and then just being excited about it. Everyone is just happy for you here. Yeah. And I loved it personally. I loved seeing everyone. Everyone is just always happy. It's great. I love North Relays.
and as an alum, you're coming back, and I'm sure this is an exciting day for you.
It is.
Yeah.
And an exciting way to spend my birthday.
There you go.
So, and I'm also running jumps as well. So I'm excited to see the girls that I competed against last year compete.
And I'm guessing you're excited to see old friends, teachers,
yes.
Community members,
yes.
Everything. Yeah, that's great. So, Coach mentioned how we're ramping up for postseason, if you will, regionals, state. As an athlete, as you think back about this, was North Relays essential to get you prepared for that regional championship and state championship?
Honestly, it was more of a breather.
Okay.
Just from being so... especially with the hard meets actually coming up with regionals and league, it's more of a breather to have fun and also compete well, but you can only compete well when you have fun.
There you go.
So just North Relays was just a breather to compete well and actually see what I can truly do. Because I actually get in my head a lot. So when I would get to the league meets and things like that, I would kind of tense up. And I'm like, okay, for North Relays, I was actually relaxed and able to have fun. So I need to do that here as well.
And I'm guessing you won quite a bit too.
Yes, I did.
Okay, all right. Well, you're kind of bearing the lead right there. Coach, this is a premier event in the metro area. Maybe talk about what it takes to run a meet like this. It's not just you, clearly. I mean, what does it take to pull
Well,
off?
and Mr. Ewers alluded to this just a moment ago, and Rajay backed it up with her being here today and helping out. As somebody who's been on that side of it, and kind of done with, and I'll give her a shout out right now. That's been handed off to Amanda Polking these last year, who's done an amazing job. And she, if she were here, but she's busy right now, and I know exactly what she's doing. But every year when people would say something about the meet and whomever's in the host seat or the head coach's seat, it could not be truer than this. A meet like this, one person doesn't do it. You have to rely on a great number of people. And to that, mentioning all the people we'll have volunteering here today. We give them a gift, like a T-shirt, as you're showing here, and you've got this year's on. I've got a previous year's on right now. You get a gift and a meal, and out of that, they're doing this out of the graces of their heart, being a part of it. And I would always send out an email at the back end, thank them for that, and share all the performances, not just of our students, Shawnee Mission students, but records that are broken, top times in state. Here in the last few years, we had 2 marks, one in pole vault, one in the 400, that were some of the top marks in the country at that time.
Right.
So them giving their time, putting so much into it, it's a long day for a number of people, but what they are putting together and what the opportunity they give these athletes to come out and perform is really special.
That's great. Mr. Ewers, anything else you want to add kind of about the community aspect? You already talked about it, but I'm guessing you hear from alumni. You get, people in the neighborhood coming out. Just, talk about that a little bit.
It is. It's a great event for our whole community. And I know I mentioned like the workers and kids being showcased at the meet, but also, the community comes out. The stands will be packed, especially on a day like today.
Right.
And it's the day we all have circled on our calendar. Coach Reichert's right about the work, though. I will say that. Coach, what was always your average step count when you were the meet director?
It was minimum 20 miles through just that one day, start to finish. Right. So it was kind of the old. Trying to remember the name of that movie, We Were Soldiers, with Mel Gibson. First one on the field, last one stepping off.
Go.
And it was kind of like that day.
That's great. So you've got the entry sheet.
Yeah.
When people are watching this, we will of course already completed the event. Folks can get on our website and look at the results. But as we're recording this, guys, anything that we're interested in, any big events that we're pinpointing that might be some exciting events?
Sure. It's actually a really good year for the field. Okay. As I look at high jump, there's two entries on the boys' side of guys that are nearing 7 foot. A 7-foot high jumper in high school is pretty rare. There's a shot putter from Aquinas that's gone over 60 feet. That's really hard. A disc kid that's approaching 200 feet in disc. I was joking earlier. I hope they don't throw it in somebody's yard over there. That could be kind of rough for us. Probably the event that I'm personally really looking forward to, the boys 4x800, Rockhurst High School is here. They most recently won the 4x8 at the Penn Relays, which is a nationally prestigious meet. They come in with a time of 7:33. Coach Reichert and I joked around. We thought it was a misprint, and we're like, no. There's high school kids that can average under 150. 4 kids averaging under 150 per 800, which is, that's almost collegiate-like.
That's amazing.
To have that amount of depth. So I'm really excited to see those guys run. And there's a freshman from Olathe East that's gone sub 49 in the 400. That's just really hard to do. So there's going to be something every. The beauty of it, it's a long day, right? It'll start 2. It'll probably go till 10:30 or later, but there's going to be something to watch at all times, right. And that's really neat. With the pole vault being showcased right there in the middle of the field too, when they start getting up to 16 feet or whatever,
start clapping.
Yeah. It's a really neat thing.
Yeah. So, Coach, Mr. Ewers mentioned some of the other events that we're excited about. What about past years? I'm guessing this year's not unusual to have some top-notch times and athletes coming in. Can you recall some other big names or big times that came through?
There's been quite a bit. I could even dial this back a little bit. I was a baseball person, but I was even up here for North Relays my senior year, and I just had to watch. He actually got referenced on a televised cast a couple years ago, named Wendell Gaskins from Washington High School. He ended up in his life running for Nike. Just an amazing athlete. And in a 4x4, I watched him get the baton 100 meters behind and won by 15 meters. And he was an amazing athlete. And you go back to that era, and there were Maurice Greens and Doug Lytle, members of Olympic teams, college champions. Clint Johnson, Shawnee Mission South shot putter.
Okay.
He still holds the North Relays record, or the North Relays record, at 68 in the shot. So there's been so many special people throughout. It's really tough to peg some down.
Sure.
We've had at least 5 records broken in a meet that's had 73 years of this and went through some really special eras of track and field. And when you go through all of those, to have 5, 6 records broken in this meet the last several years, 13 of the 36 just in the last 4 years have been broken.
That's amazing.
Which is unheard of. And so we've hit a really special era of track right now. It really kind of started with the distance people. And it's just folded into so many things. More and more young people are getting involved in track and field. It's having a special moment, and we've got 12 records that just in this meet alone that could be surpassed.
I want to come back to a special time for track and field and talk about your team and maybe talk about some of the other Shawnee Mission teams that are going to be here. But I want to turn to Rajay for a second again. So did you compete all 4 years at the North Relays?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, so think back on all 4 of those years. Anything stand out to you? Any special moments for you personally or maybe just for your team?
Definitely how much I improved.
Okay.
That stands out. And how much my team had improved last year and probably this year as well. My freshman year of high school, I only competed in the 4x1 for North Relays.
Yeah.
I didn't start competing in jumps until my sophomore year, long and triple. And then my junior year is when I had my first North Relay win.
Okay.
So just how much I improved over the years and how much I actually put in the work, and it showed throughout the years. It really is outstanding to me, and it's still being improved now and shown now in being in college.
Okay.
So when I look back at that, I'm just like, wow, I really came a long way.
So you mentioned that it did prepare you for college. I mean, think about the meets that you compete in now. Are they at the same size, the same scope as North? And whatever it is. I mean,
Yeah.
The answer, yeah.
Yeah. As big as North Relays, yes.
Okay.
Most of my meets
Yeah.
are as big as North Relays. So it actually prepared me for that. So I am able to get my mental right, and I'm like, okay, I've been through this before. I know what it's like to compete at a big meet. So there's no need for me to mess up or be in my head. So yeah, I love it. I love that aspect of it.
That's great. That's great. So, Coach, coming back to you, talk about your team a little bit. What are you looking for your team in this meet? And you talked about how it's kind of a special time. I mean, are we seeing an uptick in competition, the number of kids coming out?
Most definitely in terms of competition. And
Okay.
that's what really comes together. Mr. Ewers had mentioned, like with the high jump, 2 at 6'11", Olathe North, Olathe South. There's actually another one, 6'10", from center. But when you get that moment, here's what can really happen. When you get some people who haven't been competing regularly, or they go to some different meets up to this point and they come together here, or previously last month at a KU Relays, and they're in a heat with some people who are running like them, and they're not just, it's one of those days I go to a meet and I'm kind of running away with it, or nobody's really touched me, you don't feel pushed. And when you get here and you have 6'11", 6'11", 6'10", well, now you're going head-to-head. When you have boys 800 today, time-wise, they won't necessarily be setting for a record, but there's a Shawnee Mission Northwest runner in this. Correct me if I'm wrong, Coach, you better rather a little bit, Braden Klon.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's 5 who are 1 through 5 entries, all at 154 within a second of each other.
Yeah.
So, but when they get together and they're doing that, and once you're side by side, kind of given the Derby was here reason, kind of a secretariat type of thing. And when I'm side by side and the dander gets up,
There you go.
then let's kick that extra gear, and PRs come through. And I've been showing a little bit for some of my students inside who've never been to relays, just little bits of a couple of old items. And there was one young lady in a 300-meter hurdles that we watched, and she's looking at the scoreboard as soon as she finishes. And I said, and I replayed it, this is what it looks like when you PR and you run and find your coach.
There you go.
And she just had this physical reaction, surprising herself. But when you're going side by side and the competition is thick, really great performances come out.
Yeah. So Coach mentioned that you're kind of a track nerd. I don't know if you mentioned that, but I'll call you a track
Yes.
nerd. Yeah, running geek, whatever you
Proud
want to call
of it. Yes.
Proud of it, me too. So maybe talk about some of the other schools in the district. I mean, I'm guessing you know a little bit about some of them. I mean,
Yeah.
How are we doing as a district as far as track competition and athletes?
We're doing well.
Yeah.
Shawnee Mission always does well in track and field, and this year's no different. South is really strong on the distance side. And East always has a deep squad as well. We're young this year, North, I'll admit, but this is usually about the time that, like Coach said, that we really pick it up and get going. So yeah, I mean it's this is kind of when you figure out who can make noise at state.
Yep.
If you have a kiddo that maybe is good in multiple events, this is kind of when you start going, okay, at regionals I might plug that kid here or I might put that kid there. Just kind of based on what you've seen throughout. And this meet's a good indicator. Most of the time, people are putting their kid in their best event at this meet.
Right.
Because you get a chance to compete against the best, like Coach
Best
alluded
of
to.
best. Yeah,
Yep.
That's great. So as we start to wrap up this episode, I'm going to start down here, and we're just kind of move down the line. As we're wrapping up, just one final thought about what the North Relays has meant to you, or any last comments about the North Relays. So Rajay, go ahead.
So the North Relays, I'm excited to be here.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see the records that will possibly be broken, because I swear every year, even last year, that every event there was a record broken and record broken and record broken. And I know there's a girl in the long jump. I'm pretty sure she jumps like 19.9, and because I've been keeping up with her, and I think she's going for 20. So I am excited to see if she does that, and I'll be here to experience it with her, because I did compete against her last year, and we were pretty good friends as well. I'm excited to see my old coaches and just experience this atmosphere again. Even in college, the atmosphere is not like how it is here at North Relays. It's a little more competitive as well. So I'm excited just to be here and have a breather and let loose and finally be back where I came from. I love being here.
That's great. Well, welcome home. Mr. Ewers, anything else you want to add?
I just a heartfelt thanks to everyone that makes this event what it is. Coach is right. It's a ton of volunteer hours. Our community volunteers. A lot of times our community will be cooking burgers for the Booster Club to sell. It makes me just swell with pride to be a principal of a school in my community that rallies behind each other for an event that's historic as this. So, a lot of my favorite memories, honestly, are off the track. But then, when you get on the track and you see some of those amazing marks, and in the field, you're going to see some amazing marks. It just makes it all worthwhile.
That's great. Thank you. Coach, any final thoughts?
Kind of piggybacking that in terms of North Relays coming together, huge part of North community, but it's also been a Shawnee Mission thing in general. We've had, I can't even tell you the number of people when we mentioned the volunteers. Vicki Helgeson-Chuck ran off from Shawnee Mission East, ran off high jump for years. Janine Siskett helped out with long jumps for a number of years. Joel Rios from Shawnee Mission South, Andrea Dale, Julie Fitzgerald, who were here, went off to Shawnee Mission South. They come back every year, help out with medals. So we've had people from every school, coaches who've retired, the amount of people who will come back and help out with this meet. It's truly become not just a Shawnee Mission North thing, but a Shawnee Mission thing.
That's great. I love that.
John Comstock clerking.
John Comstock.
He's clerked this meet for
Coach O.
Coach O. It's really amazing.
Coach Ozarzak?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
It's a whole Shawnee Mission event. That's what really makes it cool.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you for that. I mean, we're clearly one Shawnee Mission. That's something we really dig our teeth into, and that's a great call out to that. So I want to thank you for that. As people are watching this or listening to this, the meet will have already taken place. So again, get on the website and take a look at the results. And I'm going to encourage everyone in our community next year, come out and enjoy the North Relays. It's a great chance to see what we're all about and see some great athletes competing at the highest possible level. So new episodes of this show will drop every other Thursday. We do have one more episode coming up as we wrap up this school year. We're going to talk to a retiree in the school district and a senior in the school district and talk about what their school year has meant to them and their career has meant to them. We think it'll be a great way to wrap up the school year, and then we'll take a break for the summer and come back with new episodes. So before we leave, want to give some thanks. Thanks to McKenna Campbell, music tech student at Shawnee Mission East, for the music. Our credit to our communications team, once again throwing a curveball at them right before graduation, asking them to come on location and do it at this campus, and they did a great job. Featured photo of the week are the Friends of the Caw, Kansas Riverkeepers Facebook. Our kids out there doing water testing, water quality and testing at Turkey Creek, at Merriam. So just a great way of our kids being all in and getting out into the community and participating with all kinds of stuff out there in our community. So again, thanks guys for everything you did today. Have a great North Relays.
We will.
All right. And we'll be back in a couple weeks. Remember that we are one Shawnee Mission, and we are all in.